Hey, welcome back to Author Journey. This is CJ Anaya, and this is part 2 of how to write a great book blurb. In the first video that I did, we talked about taglines, what they were, what they accomplished, when to use them, how to use them. And so if you didn't see that video, then go check it out before you come to this one. In this video, we're going to talk about introducing your protagonist in your blurb, how to do that. Also, how to introduce the conflict as well. So we're going to introduce protagonist and conflict and take a look at a few examples on Amazon just to give you an idea of what you need to do. So first of all, obviously, is your protagonist male or female? You're going to hint at their age or allow us to infer the age from the book description. You can give us a feel for their personality through that as well. So when you're introducing the main character, is he or she, a banker? There's a lot of ways that you can hint at that or allow us to infer it. Their age, just based on some kind of witty description. You don't have to come out and say, Janet is 30, Janet likes baseball, or, just something like that. So obviously you're writers, you're creative, you know how to do this. So make sure that you introduce the main character. And then make sure you introduce what that main goal is, what that want or that need is. And it can be big or it can be small, just as long as you focus on the really key major component to what is driving your character. Make sure that that's introduced a little bit in the blurb as well. And then, of course, you want to introduce that conflict or that obstacle that's preventing the person from getting what they want or what they need. So, for example, someone could be living a life that is easy and comfortable and carefree, and all they want to do is keep it that way. They don't want change, but then something happens to change their life drastically. They lose their job, their wife leaves them, something to that effect where they're challenged to accept change in their life. So when you're introducing the character, you really want to introduce the crux of the issue, but not in a way that it gives it all away, just that it hints at what's coming and gets us intrigued and pushes us forward and helps us to think, oh, I really want to buy this book. The way that you can present the blurb is as the narrator, just telling what it's about, some nameless narrator out there, or you can also introduce it from the protagonist's point of view, which I find very intriguing because it gets us right into their headspace, and we are introduced to their voice and the way that they think, and I think that it very quickly pulls you into the book, much faster sometimes than a regular blurb does. And then you can also include an actual excerpt from the book to be the blurb or to be the intro to the blurb. So we're going to take a look at some of these. And the first one I want to look at is good old John's book, Rogue Lawyer. Okay, I really like this dude. Okay, so up at the top, you can see right here that there's not necessarily a tagline. I don't know that John necessarily needs taglines anymore. I think his name is just enough to be like, yeah, I really want to buy this book if John wrote it. So, you can put accolades like #1 New York Times bestseller in there. Obviously, those, your letters are going to get you, that's going to give you a lot of credibility there. So he says, this blurb starts out with, on the right side of the law, sort of, Sebastian Rudd is not your typical street lawyer. So right away, we're introduced to Sebastian Rudd. We're hinting that he's kind of on the right side of the law. He's not a typical lawyer. So we've got all of that in one sentence. Sweet, very clever, very good. His office is a customized bulletproof van, complete with Wi-Fi, a bar, a small fridge, and fine leather chairs. He has no firm, no partners, and only one employee, his heavily armed driver, who also so happens to be his bodyguard, law clerk, confidant, and golf caddy. Okay, so this is very unorthodox, obviously, for a lawyer. A bit eccentric, really, and it also kind of shows us that He's not necessarily a team player. Obviously, he's got someone who is with him, but perhaps he doesn't trust easily if he doesn't have any partners. There's so many things that we can infer from this that's very intriguing. Sebastian drinks small batch bourbon and carries a gun. He defends people other lawyers won't go near. A drug-addled, tattooed kid rumored to be in a satanic cult, a vicious crime lord on death row, a homeowner arrested for shooting at a SWAT team that mistakenly invaded his house. Now, these may or may not be secondary characters that are in this book quite a bit, but he's cleverly brought them into the story and made us think about it, because a drug-addled tattooed kid rumored to be in a satanic cult, that's really interesting. You know, that's not your normal secondary character, and also not someone that normally a good lawyer is going to represent. The vicious crime lord. So, you know, this is very interesting stuff that he's a part of. This is who he is. This is what he does. He defends people other lawyers won't go near. So that's his goal. That's his main objective. So why these clients? Because Sebastian believes everyone is entitled to a fair trial, even if he has to bend the law to secure one. Okay, so this is his goal, to help and defend people that other lawyers won't, because he believes in a fair trial. So it's a goal, and it's a belief system, and it's what's driving him to do what he does. And obviously there's going to be conflict, because he's going to have to bend the law in order to get these people fair trials. So there's a lot of conflict there, and you have to wonder, well, what's preventing these people from getting these free trials? You know, is it the law that should be on everyone's side? You know, innocent until proven guilty, that type of thing. So this blurb right here has done a really, really good job of introducing the protagonist, the wants, the needs, and then the conflict. And also just, you know, added so much to the character in a way where you gotta like Sebastian Rudd, and we haven't even opened the book yet. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go buy this now that I've read the blurb. It looks really interesting. Okay, so different genre, different, just another example, but a completely different spin on things. I want you to take a look at this right here. Okay, this is a cool tagline. Will a knight, dweller, slave, non-magical being. I've never seen a tagline actually introduce a character so well, and also introduce kind of a problem or a possible problem, because it tells us that she's a dweller, that she's a slave, which can, you know, that's not great, that she's also a non-magical being. So obviously magic is going to play an important role here. So you continue on. In Menatzel, being a dweller means that you are literally no better than dirt. Bummer, because we've already been told that she is a dweller. So she's no better than dirt. In fact, dirt might actually be more useful than Willa. Her life will be one of servitude to the souls, the magic-blessed beings who could one day be chosen to become gods. So her goal in life is probably to stay low-key, serve the souls, or just stay far removed from them, as it shows in this passage. At least her outer village is far removed from the cities of the souls, and she won't ever be forced to present herself to them, until one small mistake changes everything, and Willa is awarded a position to serve at Blesswood, the top soul academy in the world. So she was hoping to never have to face souls, since she's in this outer village. But there's something has happened to change that, you know, some obstacle or some twist of fate has put her in a position that she did not want to be in. And now she is right smack dab in the center of the gods. Under the sudden watchful eye of the gods, she will be tasked to serve the Abcurse brothers, 5 souls built of arrogance, perfection, and power. They are almost gods themselves, and under their service she is either going to end up sentenced to death, or else they are going to ruin her so badly that she will wish for it. Either way, she is in trouble. So no quiet outer village life for her. She's been thrust into the thick of it, and now it's survival mode. So it's not just conflict. It's like up in the stakes to the point where death is actually on the table, and that's just in the blurb. We haven't even gotten to reading the book yet. So that's a great blurb. And I have read this, and I have read the book that follows, and I think it's like a 5-book series. And I'm super waiting for the 3rd book to come out. So yeah, that's a good one. You ought to try it. Okay, this is one that I mentioned that you could have an excerpt in your blurb, either as just the blurb itself or an introduction to it. And this one does a great job. This is V is for Virgin by Kelly Oram. She's a great author. You guys really need to check her out. And so it starts off with this excerpt from the protagonist's point of view. You haven't seen Tracy's website today. She said it as a statement, not a question. Without saying another word, apparently there were none to explain the coming horror, Robin surfed over to Tracy's website. Aside from having posted videos from the concert last night of their new song, Kyle had posted a new blog. 10 reasons why Virgin Val sucks, I screeched. So, obviously, she is Virgin Val. And Kyle, we don't know who he is, but he must be the nemesis because he's posted this and she's not thrilled about it. And the fact that it says Virgin Val right here, that's very telling of who she is, of what her morals are. We don't know why she's a virgin, but we're going to find out, and that pulls us forward and keeps us going. A couple walking past the store looked up, startled, so I bit my tongue to keep from spouting profanities of my own. I clicked on the blog. There was no way to make myself not click on it. And here comes something that I think is fabulous. Okay, the top 10 reasons why Virgin Val sucks. 10, she called me a one-hit wonder. 9, she doesn't appreciate the endearing nickname I gave her. 8, she makes me write stupid blogs about her at 4 in the morning. 7, she's encouraging people not to have sex. 6, she blew me off when I asked her out. 5, she has a crush on a douchebag. Oh, I'm so juvenile because I think that's super funny. 4, she won't answer any of my calls. 3, she's such a tease with her look but don't touch policy. 2, I played a whole effing concert just for her and she didn't even come. And she didn't come even though she told me she would. You're such a liar. And the number 1 reason why Virgin Val sucks, I still want her anyway. I feel like this whole top 10 reasons thing, not only is it brilliant in the book, but it's brilliant as part of the blurb because it tells us so much about who Virgin Val is, what has been happening between her and Kyle, and the conflict here. And the conflict is that she wants to remain a virgin, and obviously Kyle is all about, sex and is interested in her. And so she wants to save herself. He clearly doesn't feel the same way about sex and wants to have a relationship with her. And so so we already know what the problems are, what the issues are, what the goals are right within this super awesome excerpt. And we get a feel for the voice. We are in the protagonist's head. And I don't know, after reading it, you just can't help but go and buy the dang book, which I did, and I bought the sequel as well. So that's a great example of how you would use an excerpt as part of the blurb if you want to get creative and do something a little different. But make sure that it has enough of the elements that you need to introduce your protagonist, to introduce the main conflict, and to introduce, that main want or need that your protagonist has. And then obviously not putting something up there that gives like the whole book away, because that would not be a great idea. Okay, so this next one, this is Dark Planet, Book 1, Anna Carvin, and I really like this because this is not an excerpt, but it is from the protagonist's point of view. And it's labeled, Abby, so that we know that she's the one talking right here in this blurb. So it starts out by saying, some scary-looking aliens have just boarded Fortuna Tau, our little asteroid mining station. Cordolians by the looks of things. What the hell do they want with this floating rust bucket? What are they even doing here? So Abby is obviously, she's in space. It's called Fortuna Tau, a little asteroid mining station. So we know where she is. We don't necessarily know what she's doing, but obviously it has to do with space travel and whatnot. She's been assigned there. So that's interesting to note. And then it reads on, come to think of it, I've never seen a Cordolian up close before. They're huge and intimidating with strange silver skin and pointed ears. They have freaky nano armor and they're packing a serious arsenal. We humans stand no chance against them. So now we're comparing what she's coming up against. It's obvious that humans are weaker than these Cordolians. So there's a problem there, obviously, because it's clear from her personal perspective that these people are dangerous. And these humans are just kind of sitting ducks on this rust bucket, this floating rust bucket. So when I encounter their general, I find him insufferable, arrogant, domineering. He won't tell me anything. I guess that's what happens when your race is kicking ass across the 9 galaxies. You get pig-headed. So why do I keep running into him? Why does he keep looking at me like that? And what's with this weird feeling I get when he's around? I really hope these guys fix their ship and go away soon because I get the feeling they could be major trouble. So she's hoping that they'll just go away, not interrupt her life and what she's doing. And yet this general is obviously, putting a wrench in her plans, making her think about him, and yet he's dangerous. So there's several layers and issues right there that make it all very interesting. So these are just a few ways that you can write your blurb. And I want you to note that you know, there are rules that you can follow, but a lot of times there are exceptions to rules in anything. I have only recently seen a lot of people write blurbs from the point of view of the protagonist, and that wasn't something that I had seen, like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. You know, it seems to be more prevalent now. And so you just pay attention to trends, and you pay attention to what is working and the way that it is working. For example, someone could do something like this and write the blurb from the protagonist perspective, but they would need to make sure that they were actually, you know, they had a strong voice, they had a strong writer's voice, that it was intriguing, because sometimes I've seen that flop a little bit. So you just have to try new things and make sure, at the very least, make sure that we've introduced the protagonist, we've introduced what the goal is and what the conflict is. And as long as you have that in there, then you can play around with the ways that it's presented and see what works best for you. So I hope that this was helpful. Let me know by liking, subscribing, commenting. I would love to know if you're struggling with your blurb at all, if you have any questions about your blurb and how you should present it or what angle you should use to write it. I super love to help people with blurbs. And then another thing that will help you is to just find books in your genre and subgenres and read the blurbs. Read the blurbs that are picking up fire, that are best sellers. See what these authors are doing. See what's working for them, and then, you know, take on that voice or get into that mind frame and write it as you see it on the screen. You know, in that same style, if you like that style. So there are just so many ways to research stuff and to learn from other people, and I love that. I love learning from other authors. I spend way too much time on Amazon studying what other people are doing and just taking it all in, but I think it's great to assume that you don't know everything. It's super important to kick that ego out of there and just assume that you don't know everything, and that any help from anyone who is, you know, ahead of you or otherwise then is a good thing. So make sure you do all of that, and we will probably do another video here pretty soon. I can't imagine why we wouldn't. I think it's going to be about keyword phrases and how to optimize your Amazon's page with the blurb. So that's going to be a fun one. So make sure you stick around for that, and we will talk to you guys later.